Hello there.
Hello there.
And welcome to the What If Qui-Gon Didn't Die podcast.
Every time I hear it. Yeah.
So you like the music, which is a good sign.
It's a good sign, yeah.
That music was created by myself.
His truly,
Yeah.
Jamie Barton.
In a moment of inspiration, some time ago, I decided I was just going to sit and make some music, and that's what came out. That and a few other little tracks, which may or may not be used ever or never. Who knows?
We should use them.
Yeah, maybe we can mix up some intro music from time to time.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah. So this is our Corellian Chinwag episode. This is where we just have a general chit chat, a catch up. We talk a little bit of smack and cheese.
Smack and cheese.
So yeah, we just find out what we've been up to. It's a little sneak peek behind the curtain. So, with that being said, Shaun, what have you been up to this week?
Hello there. Well, I've been off work this week.
Lucky.
Because, last week. Be the magic of editing. Because I have been on a short 5-day cruise to Amsterdam.
Very nice.
Nice little holiday. A nice experience, but also one of the weirdest, especially if you've never done a cruise.
Okay.
So trying to explain a cruise is like you're on a floating hotel,
Yeah.
but because you're stuck on this floating hotel, there's 3,000 other guests and you can't escape them.
It's too much.
It's a lot of people, unless you find somewhere quiet to go, because normally the places where there's food is filled up.
Yeah.
Because food's ready all the time on there, because everybody eats at different times, so there's a lot of food going.
You just get on board and go straight to buffet, don't you?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Your holiday starts the second you get on there, and the kitchens have already been working for 10 hours to feed thousands of people who obviously haven't eaten that day. The cruise itself was actually quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
The weather was decent. It didn't thunderstorm or anything like that.
Nice, that's good.
It did rain a bit, but because it was Amsterdam, we didn't go through the Bay of Biscay.
Okay.
So it wasn't choppy. So actually it was quite a smooth cruise. Because normally when you go on a sort of Mediterranean cruise, which I've done before in a previous job, a long time ago now, back when I wasn't grey. When we go through the Bay of Biscay, I normally get a bit queasy.
Okay,
but I didn't get that this time. Anyway,
there's nothing worse than being stuck in a boat and being sick.
This is it, yeah. A couple of fishermen's friends down my neck.
It's the worst.
Yeah, especially again because you can't go anywhere, and it's not going to stop because it's got to keep cruising to get to its port.
Never go to Stornoway on the boat.
No,
horrendous. It was like an old episode of Star Trek.
Oh, was it?
When it's being attacked by the enemy ship and they're running from one side of the bridge to the other.
Oh, no.
Oh,
it'd be like, have you ever seen Cole Pilkington?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like that episode when he goes on the trawler fishing boat. Have you seen that? And he tries to watch King Kong or Planet of the Apes or whatever it is.
Oh, I will have seen it. I don't remember it, but I will have seen it.
Yeah, great episode that.
I need to rewatch it because he's so funny.
But I swear, the more I think about it, the more the little voice in my head is him. I just don't say the things he says. He says the things out loud that I think in my head a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But I think everybody's a bit like that.
He just vocalises his. What's the point?
Yeah. Whereas we all think that in our heads.
Yeah.
But maybe we don't say it out loud.
Yeah.
But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. Anyway, cruise aside, which is another podcast in itself to describe what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And how we dealt with the thousands of people. We ended up in Amsterdam, got there about 5 p.m.
Yeah.
The sort of the day after we set off. Baltic. It felt like -10, even though it was only 2 degrees, because the wind and the rain was so cold.
Mm.
And we thought, we're going to get off this boat because we've been on here for so long now. It felt like ages, it weren't. But it was so wet and so cold because Amsterdam's flat.
Yeah.
Because it's built on water, essentially, isn't it?
It's all
the
canals
and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's lots of high buildings, but it's a lot of narrow streets. And the wind it comes out of the sea and up the canal.
Oh, okay.
So we were freezing. So we spent a little while there. We went to the rubber duck store, and I got myself a little Stormtroop ducky.
There's a rubber duck stall?
Yeah, the rubber duck store, yeah.
I did not know that.
I didn't know it was there. Obviously, Amsterdam's known for its many, pleasures.
Offerings.
Yeah. But we went in there on the first night just as something to do quick. We weren't going to go anywhere where you had to sit down and sort of, these offerings.
Yeah.
Because we thought, so wet and cold. We'll have a little look around. We had a little nighttime cruise booked. Another cruise, but it's like a little one to go through all the canals.
Oh, cool.
So we could have a different point of view of the place. So yeah, we went back after buying me rubber ducky, did that little cruise. That was really nice. Loads of history. Because it's obviously got the Jewish Quarter in Anne Frank, and it's, the orphanage where they smuggled out kids.
Yeah.
And the Nazis were only over the road, and every time a train went past, they would snuggle a child out because they couldn't see. Sort of thing. And loads of museums and stuff like that. Anyway, the next day, we didn't really plan our time that well, because I was like, we'll go and have a mooch around, and then we'll go to the red light district and go to a cafe, because it's interesting.
Yeah, I suppose it's got to be done. It's almost like rite of passage, isn't it?
This is it. Anyway, I messed up the times because it was also the posh night on the ship, so we ended up at the zoo.
Okay.
There's a zoo in the middle of Amsterdam, and that was nice. Walked around that, but then by the time we left and had a cup of tea, because we were both gasping for a drink. €6.50 and we had to make it ourselves. He just basically gave us hot water for €6. Not happy about that. He didn't even put the tea bag in. I had to put it in after. Oh God, it scarred me for life.
I'll have a rant like this.
Yeah,
I've got a similar one. But...
So we ran out of time. So I was like, if we walk to the red light now, we're not going to get back in time to eat dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's food available all the time, we wanted to go to one of the proper restaurants, not just like the free go anytime you want place.
Okay, yeah.
And we've also got to dress up and get into all of the good clobber for the photos and stuff. Had some nice photos, to be fair.
Oh, that's good.
A lot of people do it. There's only one or two that you see, like, who literally walk around in trackies still.
Yeah.
So we didn't actually get time to go to the red light or even to a cafe.
Oh, really?
We brought a couple of cookies. Obviously, it's illegal over here, but over there it's legal. So we brought a couple of cookies. They did nothing. Literally. And even though they're supposed to have, it's not called hemp. It's a strain of weed that I add in there.
Oh,
in these cookies. I can't remember what the strain was called. But
yeah, there's two types, and there's indica and I can't think what the other one is.
Yeah, I can't even remember which one it would have been.
Yeah.
Brought them, did nothing. Like to the point where we ate two, and it still did nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. This sounds like it's going down a path.
But anyway, so we got, after all that, we got on the ship. It was a nice walk around. I mean, we took loads of photos. The canal's beautiful. Mm-hmm. The architecture is beautiful. And if you've never been, for dear listeners, like, you don't have to do all these other things, but the architecture is so different to the UK. You've got buildings that, obviously, because where it was all bombed in the war and stuff. Yeah. Because, obviously, Germany did sort of bomb the rest of Europe, much like it bombed the UK. But some of the buildings are literally wonky.
Oh, okay.
But they're not broken wonky. They were just rebuilt with a gap between them. Oh. And then they've sort of filled it in with like a bit of frontal facing. So like the street looks straight, but when you get up to these buildings, they're all sort of a little bit off. A little bit off, yeah. And it's really like your brain tries to work it out, and also you're looking at the canal. There's boats everywhere, and people live in houseboats, but they also live on the canal. Mm-hmm. But it's like a square house, and they're called something arc. Is it a boat arc or a water arc? And it's literally just a slab of concrete on the water with a square house on it.
Oh, okay.
But they're more expensive than what we would view as expensive canal boats in this country.
Yeah.
They are more expensive than the actual boat houses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's so much to see, and it's massive. It's like London. Because when we stood on the ship, you're quite high up at the top deck, and you can't see the edge of the city.
No.
Obviously, the boat port's in the dead centre after going through like a sort of canal thing for big boats that it has to get to the centre port. But yeah, absolutely massive it is. But it's exciting, something to do. It's really nice, actually.
Yeah, you enjoyed it.
Yeah, very much so. And and even on the boat, we saw a comedian. I think his name's Tucker. Very funny.
Okay,
very funny.
It's not Tucker Carlson, is it?
No. His mate's for Bradley Walsh. He's from the same town as him, I think. But But yeah, so he did a day show, and then the next night about 11:30, it was like his, he's a little bit more rude. Late night,
bit of blue for the grown-ups.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. So he did one of those. Very funny, and because he's done a lot of comedy on cruise ships, he was taking the mick. And he's like, I know after this, because it's midnight, you're all going to run up to the late night buffet and grab your plates of indigestion and stuff like that, talking about, but it's all true stuff.
Yeah,
but it's just funny because we all know it to be true, but he then takes the mick out of it. Yeah, very good. Very nice trip. And like I say, if you want somewhere to go and see, because you can get the Eurostar there, it's 4 times a day, and you literally get off the Eurostar and you're in the centre, and you only have to turn right and you're at the red light, and there's loads of stuff there. It's not just about sex and prostitutes. There's a museum there and all sorts.
Yeah,
about prostitution,
about dildos and stuff. Yeah,
and all of these other things to do. So, yeah, it was quite nice to have a week off as well, and actually do something with my week off that isn't just I need a week off to do stuff around the house. I actually went away,
which is good.
And did something. Yeah, and even getting on and off the boat, it's not like going on a plane. No stress. You put your little baggage thing in, your little thing. 11 o'clock on the day we left. We went into Southampton, had like a coffee, bit of lunch, walked around, went to Forbidden Planet, had a look at all the comics and Pokemon cards and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. Got on the boat and our bags were at the room. And then the night we left, you put them outside again. And when you get off the terminal, there's no security checks. You just walk through and then your bag's there waiting for you in the departure lounge. And you're like, that took me 10 minutes to get off that boat.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Eurostar's the same, I think. There's so few checks to go through.
Yeah.
You can probably arrive sort of 20 minutes, half an hour before the train goes.
Yeah.
And you're just in.
And on you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. But very, very nice week away, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I've never been there.
Oh, it's worth a visit.
Yeah.
I don't think you need like a full week there.
No, I mean I'm not very good at travelling around cities. I'm one of these people that sort of, I prefer, I'm going to go away, I'm going to go on a walk, I'm going to go and see some mountains and some lakes and some, that sort of thing, see some scenery. But I always make a trip to a city.
Yeah, just to have a little look around.
To say I've been there.
Yeah, this is why I say I wouldn't have needed a full week in Amsterdam. Like, we could have done with maybe an extra half day or maybe an extra day than just the sort of 24 hours we did have. But, because I'm the same, I love going to Cornwall and looking around and the countryside and stuff. But yeah, just for a day or two to absorb a culture that ain't ours, and the city's built so differently to we were on about London the other week.
Yeah.
Totally different. You wouldn't think they were the main capital cities of a place and be the same thing.
Yeah.
It's so weird, even though they all speak English and all of that, like the buildings, the people, there's no sirens going off. I think we had one ambulance in the whole time we were there, but no police. Do you know what I mean? There must be crime, but there ain't.
That's nuts. You get sirens constantly here.
Yeah.
And we're in a small town.
Yeah. Which is just London overspill, like how many miles away? Like 40 miles away from London, something like that. And more sirens here than I heard for 2 days.
It's really fun. So like, I've been to quite a few capital cities when I visited various countries. But London is somewhere that you could go to and you could probably spend the best part of a week going around London because it's so big.
Yeah.
You could do the same in New York. You could go to Paris and you can spend days there.
Yeah.
But most of the places I go to, you go to the main capital or wherever, and now I'm just sort of like, yep, and off I go again.
Yeah.
I don't really spend that much because they're not that big in comparison.
No.
They're the capital because, well, they are. But you get there and you go, well, actually, I've seen
enough. So you only need to see certain areas to get the, the sort of, oh, this is the nice bit. Obviously, that's the bit over there nobody really goes to because it's just housing. So I've seen all the, don't want to say touristy bits, but they are, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the attraction.
That's the
it?
attraction
That's why people
side
are there.
of it. Yeah. So once you've seen them, you don't really need to go and walk up and down every street.
No.
Yeah. So I agree with you there. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like you had a really good time, and it was a nice place to go. And It's somewhere I'm sure I will at some point visit.
Yeah.
Whenever I do my Eurostar trip.
Yeah, you can record it and upload it to this.
I wanted to. Sherry and I have been talking about going to Brussels.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Going to Belgium.
Yes.
Going to Brussels, going to a few of the cities. But so far, scheduling has been difficult.
Yeah. Work gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've got that, and then you've got sort of the seasons as well. So, like, you don't really want to go there and it just be wet.
Yeah.
And I think Belgium can be quite a wet place.
It's Europe, isn't it? It's just going to be.
Yeah. So you're trying to sort of avoid it, but it's quite difficult because when we go on holiday, we sort of go shoulder months.
Yeah.
We don't want to go in peak. We don't want to be paying the school holiday.
Yeah, you don't want to be paying
prices.
The premium
No,
because you're adults now. You don't have to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice to have it like that, but it also means that we're then restricted with what the weather's going to be like and what how the seasons are going to affect a place.
Yeah.
So we haven't quite got there yet, but we will get there. We'll do all of that. Sherry's already been to Amsterdam. She may or may not want to go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
She went to Paris again with me because
Yeah.
I've never been. So there's never say never.
Yeah, and like I say, you don't have to spend ages there. You could literally have a walk up and down a couple of streets, look at the canals. Go maybe if you wanted to go to a cafe and have a look around the red light district. But then you can go, oh, cool.
Yeah,
this is nice and different. I like that. And then you're off again on the train, aren't you?
That's probably exactly how it'll go. I'll walk around and I will just nod my head and go, yeah, cool.
I know what people are on about now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. See you now. Yeah. When's the train ready?
Yeah.
But I'll see. I'll see how. It won't be this year.
No.
But hopefully,
yeah,
at some point in the future, that'll be something good to do.
Yeah. I'd like to go back because I don't normally go back to the same place I've been before.
Yeah.
Apart from Port Gwen, I've been there twice because I love Port Gwen. It's one of my favourite places in Cornwall. But I would go back to Amsterdam again, maybe to experience the stuff I missed this time. But it would be the same thing. I'll get the train over.
Yeah.
We'd spend like a day there, get the train back.
Yeah.
Maybe have a cheap hotel somewhere just so we can rest.
I think that's a wise idea.
And
Otherwise, you're up really early
and then getting back really late.
Yeah.
But that's all I would do if I went back there. Just another day, like a full day there again to do the stuff I've missed, and then I'd be like, oh, like you say, yeah, cool. I had a look round everything I wanted to see now.
When Sherry and I, when we go away, we like to. Like, Sherry is very much like, I've been to that country, tick it off, we're not going back, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So when we go to a country, we travel the country,
and
we see as much as we can. Yeah, we try and see as much as possible in as short a space as possible, space of time. So like, we went to Portugal and we did north to south and a little bit across. Thankfully, it's sort of shaped in a way that you can kind of just...
Yes, yeah. Oh, I remember because you showed me the photos of when you went.
Did I show you the bridge?
You showed me the bridge, yeah.
Yeah,
you showed me the bridge.
Aruca 516, is it? Or 316?
Something like that, isn't it? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think it's it's now the second longest pedestrian footbridge.
Yeah.
So it spans from like one mountain to another, and I can't remember how tall it is. It's all, I've got it all saved in some video on my phone somewhere.
Yeah.
Really cool. Really cool. It was the longest for a while.
Yeah, because then they built
one in Czechia.
Yeah, it was just I was going to say it's something.
Czechia? Is it Czechia or Czechia? I think it's Czechia actually.
Czechia. Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah. Yeah, again, didn't do any research, people.
No, that's just a pronunciation thing.
Yeah.
For me anyway.
Yeah, I think it is Czechia, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we like to do. And last year we went to Slovenia.
Yes.
It's right at the top of people's lists of places to go. But I tell you what, it was stunning.
Yeah. Yeah, because you showed me the photos, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. We did really well. I think some of the weather when we were there was a bit miserable. We went to the capital city there. It was a wet, grey, miserable day. The city was fine. but nothing special.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the wrong time of year. Maybe because it was wet, it just puts you in a bit of a
it puts you in a bit of a downer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You don't really absorb everything that you want to.
So it was okay, but it's just a city.
Yeah.
But once you get out to like Trig National Park,
yeah, gorgeous.
It's part of the Alps. It's just
stunning,
beautiful. And we took a little accidental detour into Italy as well.
Nice, because you do.
You just so we were driving along, and our rental agreement for the car said must not leave the country. But you're on a road and you miss a turning, and then you're in Italy.
Yeah. But
that road then bends around back into Slovenia. So you're like, okay, I'm out, and then I'm back in again.
Yeah.
So, for a moment there, we're like, uh-oh, let's not have an accident here because
the GPS in the car's going to get us told off.
Yeah, maybe. But we got away with that one.
Yeah. Oh, you naughty little boys. Yeah.
So naughty.
Oh, mate. Yeah, so what have you been up to then, young man? Apart from editing this.
Apart from editing and videos, at this point you will have all seen a promo video.
Which was nicely done, sir.
Thank you. The poor MacBook is screaming at me, even for 1 minute long clip. With the amount of work that goes into it, it can be quite...
It's taxing for the old machine.
Yeah. One day we'll get the funds together and we'll upgrade it, and it'll be...
Yeah. We just need a podcast sugar daddy who loves us so much that they're willing to pay for a new computer.
I mean, how amazing would that be?
Yeah. We would mention you in every episode.
Oh, every episode.
Sponsored by.
Yeah.
Sugar Daddy, enter name here. Podcast Daddy.
Big Daddy Poddy.
Big Daddy Poddy. That's the one. Yeah.
That'll be getting clipped up out of context.
Yeah. Again, something else I've said.
Yeah, this might or might not become a trend. Well, a little out of context clips.
Yeah.
If you listen to last week's main episode, there might have been a little bit at the front there which is out of context. I'm not gonna say what it was or what's happening with it. I'm gonna leave it out of context.
Yeah, but it's just tasteful.
It just sounds funny.
Yeah. And that's what we are. We're funny men.
It tickled me when I was editing. I thought I'm clipping that up separate and sticking it on the front.
But that's why I like it.
Yeah,
because it's a little gem. And then because I listen to them back, people, all right, I listen to them back, and it gives me a little smile because I'm like, you have found that and you've edited it and you've kept it and thought about it. It's not. We don't just record it and it just gets chucked online.
Yeah,
Jamie puts a lot of work into these, and he cuts out a lot of my smack, or my sneezing, coughing, scratching my head.
Yeah. There is a little bit of work that goes into it, but I'm happy to do it. It's part of the process. I'm enjoying it. It's part of my learning. That's why every episode sounds ever so slightly different.
Yeah, but we're always evolving.
But we? Yeah, hopefully you agree that we're getting better and everything sounds better.
Yeah.
However, the better we sound, the more work has to go into the podcast to make it sound that good. So, the first few episodes, yep, that sounded good. Yep.
Up they go.
Up it goes. And then now it's like, right, this process, that process, this process, cut, right, that process, yeah, adjust the levels here, yeah, done. Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm glad you do.
And I'm not complaining.
No.
But the video that we did, the little promo, which is the trailer, which we did, that was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed making that up. I'd never done any video editing before.
Yeah.
We've used 2 cameras there.
Yeah, and you've had to clip them together.
Yeah, I've had to stitch it together with the audio that existed.
Yeah.
So when we do the normal podcast, we record, and then I cut bits out because it didn't really matter, because you're not going to hear the bits which are missing because
it's clipped.
Yeah, there's no video reference. You're not seeing it sort of cut and that sort of disjointed step around or whatever. But when it came to the video, it took us quite a few takes.
Yeah, about 14 videos I had. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a few little takes there. And because we had to record it in one go, it meant that I didn't have to cut anything, which did help when it came to put it all together.
Yes.
So when we had to line up the audio with the video, I could just plonk it right in place, and it
just worked.
Sat nicely. Yeah. So I was happy with that. So other than the editing that I've been doing, the only other thing I've really been up to is I've been to cinema a couple of times.
Oh yeah, what have you been watching?
So I went and watched Argyle. Was the first one I watched. So Argyle's a spy film.
Yeah.
I don't really want to ruin it for anybody or spoil it. Some of the reviews I've read have been less favourable.
Okay.
I thought the trailer looked like it was going to be quite fun. I went in, I sat down, I watched it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, good.
If you don't take it seriously, think of it almost like Austin Powers, not quite as funny as Austin Powers, but kind of just as silly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you've got like your James Bond, which is not, I know it's not serious.
Yeah.
It's not Tinker Tailor
Soldier
of levels.
Spy, yeah.
It's not quite as serious as James Bond even, but it's not as silly as Austin Powers. It's sort of somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in between.
And it does sort of dart about a bit, and I think some people are like, well, what's going on? Like, this is just ridiculous. But it's almost like, it's a bit like a sort of a murder mystery.
Oh, okay.
In style. It's not an actual murder mystery, but it's kind of that sort of feeling.
Yeah.
Like when you watch Glass Onion or Knives Out or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Knives Out, Glass Onion, yeah.
Which is fun, but it's actually got the actual story within it.
Yeah.
But there's some funny stuff happens around it, and so it takes you on an adventure. So I enjoyed that. That was good.
Mm.
But I went in with very few expectations. I don't read reviews before I watch stuff, and I watch the trailers which are on this in the films I watched previous, but not.
Yeah.
I don't go out my way for trailers.
Yeah.
So no expectations, went in, enjoyed it. That was the first film I watched. And then a couple of days ago, I watched The Iron Claw.
Oh, I've never even heard of it.
This film is amazing.
Was it?
So this is Zac Efron.
Oh, hang on a minute. Is it the film about the brothers? Ah, so I have seen the trailer for it.
The wrestling brothers.
But the name eluded me, but I've seen the trailer, yeah.
The Iron Claw is, his dad was a wrestler, and his finishing move was the Iron Claw.
Yeah.
If you watch the film, it'll make more sense. That bit's not particularly tricky, but the film itself, it's not exactly a barrel of laughs.
Yeah.
But it's so good. So good. It's a proper dramatic kind of film. Zac Efron, stunning.
Good.
He's so good.
So
I mean,
yeah.
I like Zac Efron. You know, if all I ever knew of him was High School Musical, then I wouldn't be interested. But I've watched him over the years.
Yeah, because he's done quite a few things now, hasn't he? Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed watching him. He's always got something about him that's just enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
And in this, I mean, the effort he's put in. So I heard on the radio, I had a thought about the way that he looked.
Right.
And then this morning on the radio, I heard somebody else who'd watched it made the same comparison. And when they said it, I went, oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I saw him, he reminded me of Lou Ferrigno. Ferrigno. He was the original Incredible Hulk.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That was his name. Well remembered.
I mean, you don't forget when you know that he was one of Arnie's best mates back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. God, I remember them.
Yeah. He's so bulky but just ripped.
Yeah.
He's
put the work in.
Oh, he's put some serious work in for that.
Yeah. But wow. He's always quite a ripped bloke though, wasn't he, old
He's always looked after himself.
Yeah, he's always been in good shape.
Yeah, but he's sort of bulked
on top of his leanness.
Well, he was all. I think it's fair to say he's always had a good physique. He's always been quite muscular.
Yeah.
But he's been quite slight with it, I suppose. Quite lean.
Almost lean, yeah.
Yeah.
But now he's just bulked on top of it.
But now he's just like big muscles, big, strong kind of look.
Yeah. The work that takes to do that. When you watch the little documentaries about how people look ripped for films and what they have to go through to put the weight on.
He must have had a really good feeling about the film, though, because you wouldn't put that effort into a film that you thought was going to be a bit hit or miss.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he was already muscly enough, and the rest of his wrestling family, his brothers, aren't as big as he is, but they're all wrestlers at some point.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to be as big as that. But he's obviously committed to the role.
Yeah, he's chosen to work to that goal.
And I think it really pays off, because the film is outstanding. I walked away from that thinking that was...
Oh, well, I'm definitely going to give that a watch then, yeah. If you're saying it's that good.
I had to go to Basingstoke to watch it.
Oh, okay.
It's on in Andover in Screen 5.
Oh.
So I took a trip to Basingstoke.
Yeah, it'll be a trip to Blazing then. Because Screen 5, everybody, is the...
You might as well watch it at home on your telly.
Yeah, it's like the smallest viewing we have in Andover.
Yes,
it's not a proper cinema screen as you would imagine it to be. It's more sort of flat seating as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I've only been there once. I watched... Do you remember Grimsby?
Yes.
Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yeah, yeah.
Which... I can't even remember it was a good film, and I remember laughing.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't a good film, but I watched it in Screen 5, and you sat there, and I think there's a pillar in there as well, and you're sort of like...
Yeah. They just rammed it in there for no reason. They could have left everything upstairs.
They shouldn't have bothered. They should have just made it into a storeroom or something.
Yeah. That's like the Lover's Nest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because you don't want to sit on the back row in there, because you literally...
Won't be able to stand up again because you're stuck to the seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah, not for me, that screen. But, because I did see the trailer for it, but it just flew past me because I was going on holiday. But I reckon I should watch that. Because I used to like wrestling as well, you know, growing up and stuff. We
send each other wrestling memes every now and then.
Of course we do, yeah.
Because, I mean, I think most blokes went through a period of their life where they just really liked wrestling.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't for very long, you'd know who certain wrestlers are.
Yeah, and you'd have your favourites.
Yeah.
And you'd know that, and it's all that sort of the showmanship as well as the, obviously, athletic side of it.
Yeah.
And it's all sort of overplayed and big.
So I had this conversation with Sherry. She used to enjoy watching the wrestling, and she said to me, I used to enjoy it. Then I found out it was fake, and I didn't like it anymore.
But that's only the wrestling that is...
That's your WWE.
WWE used to be WF, didn't it? And then it changed to WE.
Because
that is a show. Pandas. Yeah, that is a show, though. Yeah. But there is real wrestling out there where it's not fake.
Oh, there is. But what my counter argument for the WWE, for the big shows, I suppose, is that yes, they're... I don't think they're any different to watching like The Only Way is Essex or Chelsea or the Kardashians or whatever. It's a scripted reality, isn't it?
Yeah.
The fact is, they've got a storyline to maintain, and as they fight, yes, they sort of do script a sequence of events.
Yeah. And
they talk to each other as it goes on, and the event ends up the way it's supposed to end up, usually. But it's still an athletic performance.
Yeah. They're exhausted at the end. It's not like it's no effort being put in.
Yeah.
They're still having to wrestle.
Most people couldn't do what they're doing.
No. And when they lift people up and throw them across the ring, that's real.
And they're not small blokes to pick up.
No.
And like put that effort in.
Yeah, and like if they drop kick somebody, you can't fake a drop kick. You can only aim it to just not actually make contact. Yeah. But it's still gonna make contact.
I think they rely on the other person to react
Yeah.
in an exaggerated way.
Yeah.
So there's a level of acting in there which your Amsterdam background sort of comes into play.
Yeah.
Which is why some of the wrestlers become
Film stars. Yeah.
And yeah, maybe they're not always the greatest actors, but actually they've got a better chance, I think, because they're already used to following a script and following
rules
direction,
and acting on the spot.
Yeah.
Because I remember, do you remember just sticking on WE for a little minute here, do you remember when the animal got on top of, was it Animal? And he got on top of the cage and then he fell off the top cage onto the table. I don't think that was scripted.
Mankind.
That's it, not the animal, Mankind. Yeah. Mankind was on top of the cage and he flew off into the table.
So do you remember they used to do the trailer for Don't Try This at Home?
Yeah.
And it used to be like people on, some of those blokes on stretchers, some of them like properly hurt.
Yeah, and that was real.
Yeah.
Them getting hurt was real, yeah.
So, but the great thing about it was you could watch it and not know which bits were real and which bits weren't.
Yeah.
So sometimes you'd see them take that fall and they would look in pain.
Yeah.
And everybody's acting like they've broken bones or whatever. And then a few minutes later they're up and they're clotheslining someone.
Yeah.
But then sometimes they do it and you'd be like,
they actually have got a broken leg.
He's going to get up in a minute. And he's like, oh, no,
he doesn't.
Yeah.
And
the EMTs have rushed to the ring.
Yeah. Even though it was quite a serious thing. Do you remember what's the bloke's name? Was it JR?
Yeah. Jerry the King
Super
Lawler.
Slam! Oh my God! It's Booker T.
Oh man, I used to love it when I was younger. I used to really enjoy watching it.
Yeah. I had a mate who used to go around like every week, and we'd always watch it.
Yeah, SmackDown or Raw.
And everyone used to be like, "Well, you like SmackDown? Oh, that's for Back then it would be for some sort of language. Can't say it on the podcast what it used to be called. Because this day and age.
But it was like that, wasn't it?
It was. It's like, oh, you like SmackDown? You're a bloody sissy or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously not that word, everybody,
But yeah, Raw was the big one.
Yeah.
But Raw did have quite a lot of the bigger names, I think.
I think they moved over, didn't they?
They did. So they would swap over every now and then.
But it's all for revenue, because it used to be one show, and then they made it to two.
Well, it's all WWE, isn't it?
Yeah, so they're all making the money.
It's all gone the same way.
Yeah.
But it's like us doing 2 podcasts.
Yeah, this is it, yeah. Yeah. Literally.
This episode here is the Smack and Cheesedown of our...
What If Raw?
Yeah. of our franchise.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you... Back to the film, though. I am glad you enjoyed that film.
Yeah.
And actually, I remember the trailer. Oh, I actually do want to watch it, yeah.
There's a lot... The trailer was good and gives you an idea, but actually doesn't tell you really anything about what happens in the film, other than it's a story about a wrestling family.
Yeah. There's
so much more in that film, because quite often you find that the best films have the weakest trailers, almost.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
And the worst films
overdo the trailers.
Yeah, they've only got a handful of really good points, so they stick them in the trailer to go, yeah, look at this, and then you go and watch it and you go, well, I know what happened because I saw it all in the trailer. There was no point watching the rest of the fluff around it.
Yeah.
Which is always disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a film where the trailer doesn't really do the film justice.
But which is good though. Because we like films like that.
Yeah, and I think you'll enjoy it. I just sat there. It's at times it's lighthearted. At times it's quite emotional. You sort of get the.
But that's what you want from a film, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a roller coaster of emotion, I think.
Nice.
Definitely worth a watch.
Definitely.
Right. Well, on that note,
it's time to end. I just looked at the clock myself to think, how long have we been talking here?
Well, I can tell you, we've been doing 40 minutes, nearly 41 minutes.
Spot on time in that, people.
So yeah, so happy with that. Thanks for listening.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up. So look after yourselves.
Be good.
And stay out of the sand.